What's up, people out there? This is your guy, Clayton Arzino, back with another reaction today. In this video, as you guys may be able to see, it is about a young man who recently, or I guess, I don't know, recently or years ago, but at some point he dated a single mom, right? Um, for those who may have watched my content, and for those who may not have, um, I don't agree with single men dating single mothers, and that's just with having one child. So imagine if it's three, four, five. I don't think that's something that single men should be doing. But I'm gonna tell my story after this. But let me go ahead and see exactly what happened with his situation.
So I don't really talk about this too much, but maybe about like 2 years ago, I actually dated a single mother of two daughters, right? And this is literally the experience that I had. And again, I'm not there anymore. What I recommend it to anybody? No, I feel like, man, if you're like a lot older, I think I was like 25, bro. I don't know, but I was one of those guys that pretty much dated a single mother, right? So, anywho, how it started, I ended up I was like in a 6 to 7 year relationship, right? And pretty much what happened is we ended up just going our own ways. So my fling, which again was just like a single mother, right, with the two kids, this girl, well, she told me, right.
There it is. There it is. It already. The single mother. First of all, no disrespect, right? But at a certain point, when a single mother has children, and one child and then another one comes, I hate to say it, but that's really like gonna be the peak of what they could do. It's like as a fling, like they might be able to come out, chill, do a little something, something. But as far as building, they not. That's just that's not for them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And everything was cool. We'd go on vacations, we'd do a bunch of stuff, and things got way too deep. We ended up catching feelings, right? And pretty much what happened, fast forward all these like vacations, we ended up catching feelings, and we're like, you know what, let's make it official. We did. And I would say it lasted around like around like 3 years, right? But damn, man, it was a journey and a half. You got BD issues, the kids, you start kind of getting a bond with the kids, right? And I was like 26, just thinking, I'm like, damn, I'm really like a stepdad. And a whole bunch of problems started happening because I just felt like it's not that I wasn't trying to like, move in or anything like that. I was just thinking, I'm like, damn, to be honest with you, like my bag's not even right, bro. I can't even afford, like, I could barely afford myself, right? At the time. Again, this was like a couple years ago. And yeah, a whole bunch of problems started happening because I just wasn't really able to just kind of buy the crib, support everybody, especially the time or the position that I was at the time. So I was just like, damn, bro. And
Bro, that's another reason, right? That it's often told to men, if you single, bro, the worst thing you could do is get with a woman that has children. Even if y'all the same age, right? Or you can be a year or two older. If she got multiple children from somebody else, bro, that's it's a situation that's not going to go well. You can try to you can try to program in your mind to make it seem like, oh yeah, this is great. I could be in the child's life and all that. I'm gonna just take what my man Anton Daniels what he says. You can't finish another man's save game. This is exactly why. This is what trying to finish another man's save game looks like. This is it. Oh, as in you can't actually finish up or continue raising the family that another man had already started with his seeds and stuff. Things like that.
I'm not going to lie, like sometimes when I would be chilling, we would go on vacations and stuff. And it would have to be like kind of kid related and stuff. So again, there's no problems. I had such a
Mm,
good time. It was a great experience. Definitely not for me, but anyone out there that's going through it, man. Once you hit like 2 to 3 years, shit gets fucking real. Like shit gets so fucking real. You're like, what the fuck? First you're having fun, going on vacay, all these perks, and then eventually shit gets like really real. You start kind of like spending a lot more time over, with the kids too and all that. You got to be like also like if you're gonna lock in, man, with this person, you got to lock in with them kids too, because it's like the full package. Yeah, but I could go on hours and hours just talking about this, but that's kind of like the experience that I had, which, they had honestly, I learned a lot of lessons. I feel like it really matured me. I was so immature before that relationship. After I came out, I'm like, damn. I'm like, damn, bro. I feel like I aged
I don't even
mentally
know if I
like
want this shit.
10, 15 years, you know? And yeah, so look at that, man. Damn, we got white hairs. No, I'm kidding. Damn, we got the canas. No, that's just normal. It's been a long time. But anyone out there, man, dating a mother with kids, just know that eventually, if you do get too deep into it, and you will get too deep into it, right? Eventually, yeah, man,
One
it
ways
gets
to
it gets pretty
ones.
real. And shout out to everybody out there, man, that does it. But I was looking at me, I was just like, fuck, bro, I'm only 26. Like, I don't think, I think maybe I want something different. A whole bunch of problems started happening, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of time to just.
Okay. Well, in the end, right? Let me go ahead and put this thing back on me. Get my man's off of here. Boom. So in the end, right? My man's he was 26 years old. Again, 26 is entirely too young to even be trying to deal with a woman with children, right? Um, it's going to automatically raise you. And if you are still like a lot of dudes are really immature at 26, right? Um, a lot of them haven't grown up. Like physically, yeah, they, whatever size, over 6 foot, whatever. But mentally, emotionally, they're still teenagers. They're still kind of thinking like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old in a lot of respects, right? Most men ain't at that age, especially with how things are now, with less fathers being in the home, there's less rites of passage that have to come for men to actually say, hey, I went through, X, Y, and Z when I was younger, so this kind of prepared me for manhood, or in a situation where I gotta be young and have a family and raise my child and be a great husband and actually be the leader of the household, I could do that. But when you don't have those things and your rite of passage is just trying to like have a fling with a single mom and then ended up trying to date her on some stepdad shit when you didn't even think about it really, yeah, dog, that could be a lot. You know, I had my experience dealing with a single mom before I got married. And I'm gonna be honest, it didn't last. That shit lasted like 2, 3 months. Cause at the time, I was like, you know what? I'm doing good. I can kind of see what's going on here. And the kid was kind of older. I think the kid was like 6 or 7 or something like that. But then I realized pretty quickly, like, yo, yeah, this person got baggage. But at the same time, bro, some of that baggage is just regular single mom shit. That's what it is. You, like he stated as well, you got baby daddy issues. Had those issues too. Sometimes certain people they don't if they need $20, $30, they know they can go run to their baby daddy or baby mama or baby daddy in this situation, right? Um, she she didn't want to like let go of that little extra words come to words. Hey, I know I can go get some money from him type outlet. So with that, you kind of want to date in secrecy until you marry, but then you got single mom. For one, I was too young to I wasn't immature, but I was way too young. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't got to be with a single parent, bro, or a single mom, then don't. It's plenty of women out here that don't have kids that are phenomenal women, right? It's plenty of women that, hey, I'm looking for a great man to have my first child with. And they beautiful, intelligent, funny, outgoing, beautiful women. You don't got to get caught up over these single moms. And I'm be honest, some of them look good as hell. They do. Even after having a kid or two, some of them still look amazing. But bro, sometimes them nice packages be having be still expired. You know what I'm saying? It might look good on the outside, but it it's a way bigger situation. And when you're that, and honestly, even when you're that young or older, bro, single moms, and this goes back to the whole point of a lot of women get pregnant by a small group of men, right? So in turn, that will automatically create a disproportionate amount of single moms, right? That don't equate to like, yo, this don't equal. So some of y'all women got kids from men that either didn't really want y'all, or y'all didn't want to listen to them, right? So in effect, y'all became a single mom based off of that, and then whatever happens after that happens. But yeah, I'm just here to say, man, dude should have avoided that. To any dude that's that age, I can be that example of like, yo, you don't need to do that. I know a lot of people in our society now, they praise dating single moms, right? Honestly, I think it should be more men out here saying, hey, you should not date a single mom. You shouldn't deal with one, right? Um, like it's been said before, that is another man's save game. Somebody else already started that situation, and for whatever reason, they chose not to continue it. Maybe it was a smart reason why they chose not to continue it, right? Or it could have been a piece of shit ass dude that really shouldn't have even had access to that woman like that, but because a lot of times women don't know their worth or they don't really choose based off of character, they just want to get fucked. Hey, you got situations like this, you know. But comment down in the comment section if you believe that you should not finish another man's save game. You don't need to be dealing with no single moms, regardless of whether you're 26, 36, 46, hell, even 56, right? Single man, single moms, or I ain't gonna say they just for the streets, but they need to go to who they belong to, right? And even in a situation where it's flipped, in which is really not, but even with single men, right? Single men or single fathers, guess what? If women say, hey, I don't want to date a dude that has kids, I 100% agree. I don't think they should be out here dating dudes with just children, right? Especially if the woman doesn't have children. You don't have see, I'm the same, I'm not a woman here, right? I'm equal, right? I want men to be more accountable at the same time I want women to hold themselves accountable. I know how it's realistically gonna go. Only one side really gonna do it, but at the same time, yeah. If it's a dude that's a single dad and a woman with no kids say, yeah, I don't want to date a dude with 2, 3 kids. I agree. I agree 100%. You should not date no dude with kids. But at the same time, if it's a single mom, that hey, that dude with no kids, bro, you need to get out. You need to dip. You know, it's just that our society typically pedestalizes single moms, right? You know, and then if you do something or say something, or he'll even make a song about a single mom. uh, you know, people gonna talk shit about you. And it's just how fucked up it is, you know. And yes, as a person that grew up in a household and a family full of single moms, right? I understand that shit is extremely dangerous. A lot of women don't care. They only care about, oh, I got my kid. You don't care about the whole concept of a family, right? But then y'all wonder why the community is fucked up. Why the kids get of age and do whatever the fuck they want in a negative way. But man, I could talk about this all day, but I'm gonna just try to cut it short here. Thank you guys for watching, and again, comment down there if you agree, and also comment if you don't agree. Thank y'all for watching. Till next time, chunking up the deuces. That's too Houston of a saying right there. I don't like that.